Cash advance apps. If you've been considering getting one in order to get some quick cash, then this is going to be the video for you. We break down the cost of the most popular cash advance apps and we let you know if there's any hidden fees or costs to look out for. Today, we are going to be looking at the app called Bridget. When I think of this, I think of like Bridgerton or like English people in the traditional ball gowns for some reason. Bridget is a good solution for fast and affordable cash advances, and you can get a cash advance up to $250 with no credit check, no interest, and no late fees. Okay, but hang on, Bridget's a little bit different from the other apps we took a look at because Bridget actually does have some hidden fees, which, by the way, took us a while to figure out what they were. So, is it actually as good as it looks at first glance? Let's find out. Bridget is a full-featured personal finance app that can also help you track your spending, stick to a budget, and also head off costly overdraft fees by automatically sending you a cash advance before the bank balance goes negative. Bridget's also been downloaded more than 4 million times and boasts celebrity backers like Ashton Kutcher and Kevin Durant. As with most of these cash advance apps, Bridget does not require a credit check. You can literally see how much you qualify for within minutes, and within about 30 minutes, you can actually see the money in your bank account. Instead of using a credit check, what it does is it links to your bank account and then it takes a look at all of your payment history and determines how much you qualify for based on that. Bridget offers cash advances up to $250, but that may not be initially what you qualify for. If you build up a history of recurring deposits, you can slowly work your way up to the $250 max amount. Bridget will also set up automatic repayment of your cash advance on your next payday. As always, you can push it forward if you need more time. It won't charge you any late fees. However, you won't be able to take out another cash advance until the first one's paid off. Okay, cost breakdown. This is going to be an interesting one. So Bridget claims that it has no hidden fees, but I would like to beg to differ. We had to contact customer service 6 times to try to get all of the fees associated with a cash advance. And every time they answered, they still weren't clear. So you're not going to know the full amount of what you're going to be charged to take out a cash advance until you get to the last step of actually taking out the cash advance. But here's what we do know about Bridget's pricing. We know that you have to sign up for a subscription. It's a monthly subscription called Bridget Plus, and it's $9.99 a month, and you need to subscribe to that to be able to take out a cash advance. The express fee is where it gets a little bit sketchy because that is the fee that we weren't able to figure out. It seems to be a closely guarded secret, but we do know that it ranges from around 99 cents to $4.99 depending on the amount that you are taking out. On a positive note, Bridget won't ask you for tips, and there's also no interest either. So let's see how this compares to the cost of the other cash advance apps. So we took 15 of the most popular cash advance apps and took the average of the cost it takes to borrow $100 from them, and our average cost was $16.35. If you're taking out a cash advance with Bridget, however, the cost is only $14.98, and that's including the express fee. If you want to plan ahead and then forego that express fee, it's even lower. So with that express fee, Bridget ranks 7th out of the 15 apps, which is still really, really good. And then if you remove the express fee, it's even better. In summary, Bridget is a pretty swell app compared to the other 14 apps that we have compared costs with. The fact that the fees are not transparent and it took so much trouble to even try to get a solid number kind of turns me off of the app just from like an ethical standpoint, but financially it is definitely worth it to use Bridget. It has the one flat rate monthly fee of $9.99 to take out a maximum cash advance of $250, and then there's no tip, no interest, no late fees. It's pretty simple. So Bridget is definitely one that you might want to check out. See you next time when we break down the next cash advance app. So I'm sure we've all heard of cash advance apps. When you're running a little bit short on cash, you can always use them to take out a loan. One of the more popular apps is Dave. Dave seems great at first glance because you can take out a cash advance for up to $500 and it doesn't require a credit check and there's no late fees. But is it really as good as it seems? Hi, my name is Alexa from Overdraft Apps, and today we're going to be breaking down the costs of borrowing from Dave. Dave is one of the more popular cash advance apps, and it makes it super easy and affordable to quickly borrow cash when you need it. Okay, so I have my handy dandy phone here, and I'm gonna pull up the app so I can show you guys what it actually looks like. So one of the good things that I noticed about the Dave app is that it has over 1 million positive reviews combined through Google Play and the App Store. And Dave has also issued more than 50 million cash advances since the year 2017. With Dave, you can get an instant cash advance for up to $500, and one of the good things about this is that they do not do credit checks, so it only takes a few minutes to see what you qualify for. Dave quickly and securely links to your bank account, and then it will go over your recurring income from your job, freelance work, or government benefits, and it'll also look at other financial health factors to see what you qualify for. You'll see what you qualify for within seconds, and usually it's a smaller amount to start, but you can significantly increase that amount over a month or two if you continue to use Dave. So now the question we've all been waiting for, how much does Dave cost? So let's do a breakdown. So the first fee is a subscription for Dave. You have to be a subscriber to use it. The subscription is only $1 a month, so it's not that much, and you can also cancel it at any time. So if you need the money right away, you'll have to pay an express fee, and that ranges from $1.99 to $13.99, depending on how big the cash advance is that you're wanting and whether you get it deposited into your account or your Dave debit card. And then the third fee for using Dave is leaving a tip. So a lot of cash advance apps recommend that you leave a tip to help support the service, and this is usually recommended to be about 15% of your cash advance. Okay, so not only did we analyze the fees, but we also analyzed how much it would cost you to borrow $100 from Dave compared to other cash advance apps. So here's what we found. We found that you're going to be paying around $22.99 to borrow $100 from Dave. So that ranked 10 out of the 15 most popular cash advance apps, which is not that great. It's about $5.42 over the average amount. There are, however, ways to significantly reduce this amount. The first one being if you opt to wait for your cash advance. If you don't choose the instant option and you let it electronically transfer to your bank, it won't charge you a fee. And then also the tip is optional and it won't penalize you for not tipping. You'll still be able to use all of the features of Dave. So if you can't afford the tip, then you can always just skip it. Another thing that I liked is that Dave will schedule an automatic repayment of your cash advance each recurring payday. And if you need a little bit more time, it's okay to push that out a little bit, and it's not going to charge you any other late fees. Overall, Dave is one of the most popular cash advance apps, and if you can skip out on those 2 fees that we talked about, then it is a reasonably priced way to get some quick cash when you need it with just a few taps in the app. Hello my people, and welcome to another episode of Overdraft Apps. Today we're going to be talking about cash advance apps, particularly the cash advance app called Earnin. Now, cash advance apps are great if you're looking for some quick cash. However, there's so many different options, and so many of the options have hidden fees or different requirements. And so what we did was we took 15 of the most popular apps and we compared them all so you don't have to do that. Earnin is great. It offers a higher amount than a lot of the other cash advance apps that we took a look at. You can get up to $750 per paycheck. If you work today, you can get money today directly into your bank account with no credit check, no interest, and no hidden fees. So let's take a look at this app. Earnin is one of the oldest and largest cash advance apps. This app has been downloaded nearly 10 million times, and it has close to 500,000 reviews in the App Store and Google Play. Earnin's also provided access to $15 billion for its members. That is pretty impressive. So Earnin works a little bit differently from the other cash advance apps. It's basically tracking how much you worked, and then will pay out your cash advance in the amount that you haven't been paid yet. This means that you can take out an advance daily, and you can also do this within minutes with just a few clicks of the app. So first of all, there's no credit check. It's basically just looking at the amount that you've earned through either a gig work app or your employer. And you can also take up a cash advance of up to $100 a day, up to $750 per paycheck. The amount that you can withdraw is based on how many hours that you've worked through your employer or through the gig app like DoorDash or Uber, those kinds of things. And another great thing is that because it is based on your work, there is no limit in the beginning for your cash advances. A lot of cash advances cap you in the beginning, and you can't take out the full cash advance until you've been using the app for a few months. But this one, you can take out money as long as it matches the amount of money that you've earned already, and it has a $750 limit. Like all the other cash advance apps, Earnin is going to automatically schedule repayment and take that out to your next payday, and you can also push that date forward if you need more time to pay it without having to pay any late fees. Okay, now we move on to the important bit, the cost breakdown. So you can definitely use Earnin for free, but if you want the money instantly and not within a couple of business days, you're going to want to use the express option. Earnin's lightning speed fee, which is what gets you your money quickly, can be up to $3.99 depending on the amount that you take out. So the $100 daily limit means that if you're wanting an amount like say $500, then you're going to have to take out a $100 cash advance in 5 consecutive days. And if you need that in a short amount of time, then you're going to have to pay the lightning speed fee. And so if you're taking one out 5 days in a row and paying the lightning speed fee, that's going to add up pretty quickly. They're also going to encourage you to leave a 14% tip on your transaction just to help keep the app running smoothly. You can definitely opt out of this and it's not going to affect what you can do with the app. But it is recommended that you leave a tip. So how does this compare to our other 14 apps that we have taken a look at? We know that the average cost of borrowing $100 is $16.35, so let's see where Earnin ranks. A $100 advance from Earnin is going to cost you about $17.99, and that's with the 14% tip. So overall, it's about $1 over average, which is not bad, and you can cut down some of these costs. If you don't need to use the lightning speed fee, then definitely cut that out, and you don't have to leave a tip, which means you can basically take out a cash advance from this app at no cost. Overall, this is a fantastic app to use as a cash advance app. It has a higher limit than most of the other apps. The only downside is that you can only take out up to 100 daily, and you have to pay that back before you can take out more money. So that might be a little bit of an issue for some people if you need a certain amount quickly. But if you don't and you can plan ahead, then this is definitely the app for you. Thank you for joining us today, and I will see you next time as we compare more cash advance apps. See you later. Hello my people, if you guys are looking into using a cash advance app and you need some quick cash, then this is definitely the video for you. We took 15 of the most popular cash advance apps and we compared them all of the fees and the features, and we're gonna let you know which apps are the best and which ones are worth skipping. So the one that we're gonna be looking at today is called MoneyLion. MoneyLion is a cash advance app that allows you to borrow up to $250 with no credit check, no interest, and it claims that there is a way to borrow money where you don't have to pay any fees. However, let's take a look and see if this is actually as good as it looks. So let's go ahead and break this down. MoneyLion is definitely one of the most popular cash advance apps, which makes it easy and more affordable to rapidly borrow a little extra cash. The company was founded in 2013 and boasts over 6 million users. MoneyLion does a lot more than just cash advances as well. It has products and features for banking, investing, building credit, budgeting, and more. Instead of a credit check, MoneyLion is going to link to your bank account and look at your payment history, such as your recurring income through your paycheck or from gig work. And then it's going to determine how much you're eligible for in terms of a cash advance. This whole process takes only a few minutes and you might qualify for the full amount of $250. However, it is common to be capped at a smaller amount to begin with until you build history using the app. And if you take out a credit builder loan, you can increase the $250 total to $300. The name of the cash advance is called Instacash through MoneyLion, and the whole process takes only a few minutes. You'll see your money either directly in your bank account or through the MoneyLion Varo Money account and debit card. It'll also schedule an automatic repayment of this cash advance once it sees that you have sufficient funds in your account. If you need more time, you can always push the date forward, but just remember you can't take out another cash advance until you pay off that first one. Okay, as for cost, you can use a lot of the features of MoneyLion for free. There is no interest fee and there is no subscription fee, so that is pretty cool. A lot of cash advance apps have subscription fees. If you want the money instantly, you can pay a turbo delivery fee of up to $8.99 or $5.99 if you want to put it onto the Varo Money debit card through MoneyLion. If you want to skip out on these fees though, you can. However, it's going to take about 2 business days to reach the debit card or up to 5 business days to reach your bank account. You'll also be encouraged to leave a tip, but that's optional, so you can always skip it if you don't want to add even more money onto this. Compared to the other apps, we're going to pull up a snazzy little chart here that's going to show you all of the apps together. On average, it's going to take about $16.35 to borrow $100 from these apps. If we're looking at MoneyLion and we include a 15% tip, that cost is going to be $23.99 to borrow $100. That's like $8 more than the average and not very good. If we don't leave a tip, it brings the cost all the way down to $8.99, which is a lot better. It's more on the lower end. If you get rid of the express fee, then you can literally take out a cash advance for free. Overall, if you do some planning beforehand, then MoneyLion can be a great cash advance app. If you're in a pinch and you're looking for money right away without any planning, this may not be the best option because of its express fees, but it's super fast and it has a $250 cash advance limit, which isn't too shabby. So if you are willing to do some planning and you want to skip the tip, this is definitely a viable cash advance app that I recommend you look into. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time in our next video. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Overdraft Apps, where we take some of the most popular cash advance apps and compare them so we can let you know what the best app to use would be. Today we're going to be looking at a specific app called Varo. With Varo, you could take a cash advance of up to $250 at a time, and you can take up to 30 days to pay it back. There's also no credit check and no late fees. So far this is looking like a pretty cool app, but let's take a look and see what it really costs. So far this is looking like the best app out of all 15 that we've reviewed because there's actually no fees to take out a cash advance. But, and we know that there's always a but with this type of thing, Varo does have some requirements that may not be super appealing, especially if you need a cash advance quickly. So we're gonna look over that today, see if it's actually the best app or if the requirements just aren't worth it. Let's get started. So Varo is actually its own bank. It is not just a cash advance app. It is FDIC insured. It's part of a new breed called neobanks, which are banks that run entirely online and offer more cost-effective ways to bank as opposed to traditional banks. Looking at the app, the Varo app has been downloaded more than 1 million times and has received more than 300,000 combined reviews in the App Store and Google Play. They offer a full-service bank account. There's no minimum balance and no monthly fees. It doesn't offer overdrafts though, so if your balance is headed towards the red, you won't be able to spend more than you have. Instead of overdrafts, Varo offers an innovative alternative, which is called Varo Advances. Varo operates pretty much the same as all of the other cash advance apps that we've taken a look at. There's no credit check. It links directly to your bank account and then takes a look at your payment history to see how much you're eligible for. You can also choose when you'll repay that amount as long as it's within 30 days after borrowing the money. There are several requirements that some people may not be too happy with, so this is what you need to be able to take out a cash advance with Varo. First of all, you're going to need a bank account with Varo itself. You can only get your cash advance sent to that account. And then another thing that's not really great is that your account has to be open for at least 30 days before you can get a cash advance. You also need to have made $1,000 in direct deposits to this account within the last 31 days. So there's kind of a lot of restrictions on this, especially if you're just someone who needs cash like really fast and does not already have a bank account with Varo. So there's good news and bad news after you've met all of these requirements. The good news is that your first cash advance from Varo is going to be free. The bad news is that your first cash advance is only going to be $20. You can build it up eventually to the $250 based on your account history and your payment history, but to start, that's a pretty low amount. Depending on how much money you're taking out, Varo's express fee maxes out at $6.99. The $20 advances are free. The $50 advances are $3, and the $100 advances are $5. Other than that, there's no subscription fee, no late fee, no interest, and no tip. So it's great on the fees. Not so great with a lot of the other stuff we've talked about. If we pull up our chart here of our 14 other apps that we've analyzed, we know that if we want a $100 cash advance, we're going to be paying $16.35 on average to take out that advance. If you take $100 from Varo, you could see that the cost is only $5. This is the lowest cost out of all of the apps that we have tried. And the feature to repay within 30 days is also handy too. Not only that, but Varo also placed first as the most cost-effective app when taking out $50, and $200 as well. Overall, Varo is a great deal if you have a bank account with them and have been using them for a while. If you are just getting started and you need your money fast and don't want to wait that 30-day period or make direct deposits of $1,000 to apply, not to mention when you do finally take out the cash advance, you only get the $20 to start, then you're going to want to look at some other options. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! I always wave awkwardly. If you're looking for a simple, easy way to get a few extra bucks when you need it, you might be considering a cash advance app, particularly the cash advance app called Klover. Klover offers simple and straightforward cash advances up to $250. It does not require a credit check, and there's no interest and no late fees, so that sounds pretty good. But compared to the other popular cash advance apps out there, how good is it? Let's break it down. Okay, so Klover is definitely one of the more popular cash advance apps. It's been downloaded over 1 million times, and it's received more than 150,000 combined reviews in the App Store and Google Play. Klover also offers other features besides the cash advance, like helping you budget, tracking your spending, and monitoring your credit score. And as a fun little side thing, it also has daily prize drawings, and you can win up to $100. That's kind of snazzy. So there's no credit check when you're using Klover. It's going to connect to your bank account and take a look at your payment history. You can qualify for up to $200 within a few minutes, but keep in mind that it may cap your amount initially, and it can be as low as $5. Klover also sets up automatic repayment on the day of your next payday, and you can push that forward if you need more time without having to pay a late fee. You just can't take out another advance. Okay, so now for the fees and the cost. How much is it going to cost you to use this app? Let's take a look. So the express fee to get your money instantly from Klover is going to cost you $9.99. That is the highest amount for express fees for all of the 15 apps that we've analyzed. So far, it's not looking that great. You can always choose to opt out of the express fee, but keep in mind that your money's gonna take about 3 business days to get into your account. Okay, so one of the downsides, this is the first time I've seen it out of the apps that we've analyzed so far, is that Klover uses your personal data to show you ads and partner offers. So if you are sensitive about sharing your data, then you may want to look into a different cash advance app. That is definitely a downside. That being said, let's take a look at how this app compares to the other 14 cash advance apps that we've analyzed. So let's pull up the handy dandy chart, and we can see that across all of the apps, if you take out $100 as a cash advance, you're gonna be spending about $16.35. Taking a closer look at the chart, we can see that Klover comes in 4th place out of all of the apps that we've analyzed. The only fee it has is the express fee at $9.99, and you can even forego that and basically use Klover for free. Sounds like a pretty good deal. In terms of express fees, there are some express fees that are lower, so if you're looking for quick money, you might want to check out some other apps. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. It's only my upper body being filmed, so I wore my Pikachu pants. Okay, if you guys need extra cash but you want to avoid payday loans and costly interest fees, then you might be looking into some cash advance apps. Now, there's a lot of different cash advance app options out there, and so what we did was we took 15 of the most popular apps. We looked at all of the cost comparisons, and we determined which apps were the best and which ones were the worst. Today we're going to be looking at the particular cash advance app called Empower. Empower is awesome because it can offer cash advances up to $250, and there's also no credit check, no interest, and no late fees. So this looks like a pretty good option, right? But let's see how it compares to the other 14 apps, and let's do a cost breakdown. So here's the app. It has been downloaded over 1 million times, and it's received more than 150,000 combined reviews in the App Store and Google Play. This app's mission is also to give fair access to credit and help more people reach their financial goals. So it moves beyond the cash advance app, which is kind of cool. There is also an empowered debit card, which can give you 10% cash back and also allow you to access your paycheck up to 2 days early. So this app is cool if you're looking for other features besides just the cash advance. Okay, so let's break down the cost. So the Empowered app, you'll be happy to know, is one of the most user-friendly. It is very easy to get it set up and get started. It's very quick, and its overall format is just super elegant. It does not require a credit check. It's going to link directly to your bank account and take a look at your payment history. In the beginning, you may not qualify for the full $250 at first, but this app tends to qualify you for a larger amount initially than some of the other apps that will cap you at about $20 to $50 at first. And like most apps we've gone over, it's going to set up automatic repayment for your next payday. If you do not want to pay it back that soon, you can push the date out without having to worry about late fees. You just can't take out another cash advance until the first one's paid off. Okay, as always, my favorite, the cost breakdown. So this is one of the apps that you need to subscribe to in order to take out a cash advance. The cost of this is $8 a month. However, they offer you a 14-day free trial. On top of that subscription fee, Empower also has an express fee for $5. If you want to skip the express fee, you can get the Empower debit card, and that will allow you to get instant payments without having to pay the fee. So that's always an option. And then last but not least, it's going to ask you for a tip, as most of these cash advance apps do. And this can range about like 14 to 15% of your cash advance amount. How does this compare to other apps? Let's pull up our handy dandy chart here. So we know that the average cost of taking out a cash advance from these 15 apps is about $16.35 per $100. As I said a little bit ago, the costs are definitely going to add up. If you use the express fee on top of the subscription fee and you leave a tip, it's going to cost you about $28 to take out a $100 cash advance. That's not so great. And guess what? This was the most expensive app that was analyzed. That is, of course, including the tip. So if you want to leave the tip out, it's going to decrease your costs. But again, you still have the monthly fee and you still have the express fee unless you want to get the debit card. So that's still kind of like floating around average and not the best compared to some of the other options out there. So overall, if you want to use this app for your banking, if you want to get the debit card, and if you plan ahead and don't need to get your money right up front, then this app is not bad. You just paying the $8 a month. However, if you do need money quickly and you're just a casual user and don't want to commit to the debit card, those charges are seriously going to add up pretty fast. So you may want to look into some other alternatives. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time for another episode with overdraft apps. Hi everybody, if you want to change the way you think about cash advances, then you might want to check out the app Cleo. Cleo is a hilarious personal finance app that will crack you up so that you might actually listen to it. Plus, Cleo offers instant cash advances called FloatMe of up to $100 with no credit check. That sounds sensational. Let me show myself out. Cleo has over 5 million users, and the app has more than 100,000 reviews combined in the App Store and Google Play. This isn't just a boring personal finance app either. Cleo will crack you up and make you pay attention with your choice of roast me mode or toast me mode. Also, if you love memes, you'll love Cleo. Unlike a lot of the traditional apps, Cleo is actually funny. Oh, how dimes have changed. I'm sitting here as everyone is unsubscribing because of my puns. Okay, anyways, there's no credit check with Cleo. It'll link directly to your bank account and take a look at your payment history to determine how much you're eligible for. It is also especially popular with gig workers, for people who work at like DoorDash and Grubhub, Lyft, all of those places. After it determines how much you're eligible for, it might cap you at around $20 to $70 for your first cash advance, but you can work your way up to the full amount. It's also pretty quick. It'll determine how much it can give you within a few minutes, and then you can see the actual money in your bank account within 30 minutes. It'll also schedule automatic repayment of that cash advance for your next payday. If you need more time, you can always push the date forward, and it won't charge you any late fees, but you can't take out another cash advance until you pay off that one. So Cleo has a subscription fee. It is going to be $5.99 a month in order to take out a cash advance. It has multiple features that are free, but if you actually want to take advantage of the cash advance, then you need to subscribe. There's also an express fee. If you need the money right away, it'll charge you $4, and this is one of the lowest express fees that I've seen amongst all of the popular cash advance apps. And there's also no tips and no interest, so it's basically just a subscription fee. As you can see, there's many good things about this app. I need to stop because I can sense you're cringing on the other side of my screen. In comparison to the 14 other cash advance apps, we took all 15 of them and averaged the cost it would take you to take out a $100 cash advance, and that average cost is $16.35. So if you use this chart, you can see that the cost of Cleo is $9.99, including the express fee, and that is very low. It ranks the second lowest cost to take out a cash advance of all of the other apps. Overall, Cleo is an amazing app. It ranks second as the most cost-effective app to take out a cash advance, and you can also skip out on the express fee, making it even cheaper, and take out multiple cash advances per month for that one flat subscription fee. Sounds like a pretty good deal. The only downside is that Cleo only offers $100 at a time, so if you're looking for a larger amount of money for a cash advance, then you're gonna have to use a different app. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you're needing some quick cash, you may be considering some cash advance apps, but there are so many. Like, how are we supposed to know which one to use, what the hidden fees are? There's so much information. And so that is where we come in. We took 15 of the most popular cash advance apps, compared all of the costs, all of the hidden fees, and broke it down into a really simple chart for you guys to take a look at. Today, we're going to be looking at the cash advance app B9 specifically. So B9 at first glance is a great solution for a cash advance. You can get it quickly, you can get a cash advance for up to $500, and it does not require a credit check. But upon further research, is it as good as it looks? Are there hidden fees? That's what we're going to take a look at today. Alright, so if we take a look at B9 in the App Store, we can see that it's been downloaded over 100,000 times, and it's received more than 5,000 reviews combined in the App Store and Google Play. Compared to other apps like Dave and Albert, it has not been downloaded nearly as many times. You'll also get up to 5% cash back when you use the B9 Visa debit card to pay for things like gas at restaurants. One unique feature about this app is that you do get 5% cash back if you use the B9 Visa debit card to pay for things like gas or restaurants. B9, like most other cash advance apps, is not going to require a credit check, so you can literally see how much you qualify for within seconds. What it does is it links to your bank account, and then it takes all of your payment history from that and determines your financial health, and then gives you your approved amount based on that. You may initially be approved for a smaller amount, but as you use the app over a month or two, you can increase the amount up to $500 per pay period. It'll also set up an automatic repayment of your cash advance for your next payday. If you need more time, you can always push that forward, and it won't charge you late fees, but just know that you can't borrow any more money until that has been paid off. So B9 is set up a little bit differently than some of the other cash advance apps that we've seen. For B9, you actually need to subscribe in order to take out a cash advance. For the basic plan, it's $9.99 and you can get a cash advance up to $100, and then the premium plan is $19.99 and you can get a cash advance up to $500. As long as you keep paying them off, you can keep taking out cash advances, which is kind of cool. So other than just that flat subscription rate of either $9.99 or $19.99, there's no tips, there's no interest, and there's no express fees. So that's really cool and really convenient. Okay, so how does this compare to the other cash advance apps? Let's take a look. So we took 15 cash advance apps and we looked at how much it would cost for each one to take out $100. We averaged that, and the average amount is $16.35. If we're comparing that to the basic plan of B9 at $9.99 to take out a $100 cash advance app, that's pretty awesome. It is the second lowest cost out of all of the apps to borrow $100. And what you can do if you don't want to pay the $19.99 is just pay the $9.99 and pay off the $100 cash advance and keep taking out $100 cash advances instead of paying $19.99 and taking it all in one lump sum of $500. So overall, B9 is pretty cool and pretty cost effective. The flat subscription rate is really great because you don't have to worry about tipping, you don't have to worry about express charges, you don't have to worry about interest or anything like that. And so overall, this is one of the most cost-effective and convenient simple apps. Thanks for joining us today on Overdraft Apps, and I will talk to you next time. Hello my people, today we are going to be analyzing cash advance apps. If you are looking to get some quick cash and you're thinking about using one of these apps, then we've done all the hard work for you by breaking down the costs and the fees. Today we're going to be looking at a specific app called Line. Line provides cash advances up to $500, there's no credit check, there's no interest, and there's no late fees. So this looks like a pretty good deal, but we don't know how it's going to compare to the other 14 apps that we've analyzed, so that's what we're going to break down in this video. Line doesn't have any income restrictions, so if you've been having trouble qualifying with other lenders or other cash advance apps, then this is definitely an app that you want to check out because you could get qualified with them. This app has been downloaded close to 1 million times and has received more than 25,000 reviews combined in the Apple Store and Google Play. It also has tools to help you create a budget, track your spending and savings goals, monitor your credit score, and file your taxes. With Line, there's no credit check and it's going to securely link to your bank account and look at your account history. Now with Line, you do not have to be employed to qualify, you just have to have some sort of income. So you do need to be working, but not necessarily under an employer. Unlike some of the other apps, you can also qualify as a gig worker if you work for places such as Uber or Lyft. You can qualify within minutes for up to $500, but keep in mind a more realistic amount to start with is probably going to be around $20 to $50 that it's going to cap you at initially, until you eventually increase to that full amount. Once you start repaying your advances, you'll be able to work your way up to the $500 limit. One of the cool features about this app is that not only can you get it deposited directly into your bank account, but you can also get the money put on a gift card from a major retailer. So you have multiple options there instead of just cash in your account. Line will schedule an automatic repayment of your cash advance once it sees that you have sufficient funds in your account. If you need more time to pay it back, then you don't have to worry about late fees, but you also can't take out another cash advance until the first one's paid off. All right, let's take a look-see at the cost breakdown. So I'm going to pull up my chart here. There are 2 subscription tiers for Line. The first one is $2.47. You can take out up to $100 at a time, and the express fee for each advance is $4. The medium plan, which I'm a little bit confused about the name because the medium plan should be in the middle, but it's like the last plan out of 2, is $9.97 and the express fee is $2, and you can borrow up to $500 at a time. Initially, you may not be eligible for the $500. However, in some cases, as time goes on, you can increase your limit to up to $1,000. That's so far the highest amount that I've seen with these apps. You'll also get Line's credit and identity theft monitoring with this plan, and you can get up to $1 million in identity theft insurance. Unlike most of the apps, Line does not ask for any tips, so we don't have to worry about that cost at all. So now let's see how this compares to the 14 other apps. We know by this chart that the average of borrowing $100 is going to cost you about $16.35. While you're on the small plan, you might reach $100 eventually, but to start, you're probably not going to be eligible for that much. So if we want to immediately borrow $100, we're going to have to start with the medium plan, which is the $9.97 plan. If we take out an advance with the express fee, that's going to total $11.97, which is pretty good because that is $7 lower than the average cost. On top of that, these prices are fixed, so whether you borrow $100 or $500, the cost is going to remain the same. Overall, this is one of the better cash advance apps that I've seen. It's quick and easy, it offers a good amount of cash advance up to $500, and it also has a host of other features besides just the cash advance itself, which I find helpful. On top of that, you don't have to be employed to use Line, which is really helpful, especially if you're a freelancer like myself and don't have a consistent paycheck. Thanks for checking out our video, and I'll see you next time with overdraft apps. All right, if you're looking for a way to get a few extra bucks into that bank account of yours, then you might want to check out a cash advanced app. We've taken all of the popular cash advance apps and we've compared them, so we'll tell you what the hidden fees are and what you should be looking out for. Today, we are going to be looking at the app called Grid. KU logo. Grid offers simple, straightforward cash advances up to $200 with no credit check, no interest, and no late fees. But how does it compare to all of the other cash advance apps? That's what we're going to find out today. Looking in the App Store, Grid has been downloaded several 100,000 times and has received more than 20,000 combined reviews in the App Store and Google Play. While cash advances are the main feature, Grid Money also offers an unusual service to help you optimize tax withholding from your paycheck and a cashback debit card. So it takes about 5 minutes to set up an account with Grid. It's pretty fast, but it is definitely not as elegant as all of the other cash advance apps. It does not require a credit check though, so that's good. It links to your bank account and then it takes all of your payment history and it determines your financial health from that, and then it gives you an amount that you qualify for. You can qualify for up to $200 per month, but in the very beginning it's probably going to be something lower, like $50. Now Grid is a little bit of an anomaly in a bad way because it does not offer instant advances. It's going to take about 1 business day to actually see the money in your account, compared to a lot of the other apps where it takes like about 30 minutes or so. So here's where things start to go a little bit downhill. So to start off, Grid is not as flexible as the other apps that we've compared in terms of being able to push that repayment to a later date. The good thing about Grid is that it is simple in that it only has one fee. There's one monthly subscription fee of $10 a month, and that lets you access the cash advance. Grid doesn't charge an express fee, however, there just isn't an express option at all. It's kind of a downside, especially compared to all of the other apps that do have express options. Grid also doesn't ask you for tips, so it's just that flat $10 per month for the cash advance and you're set to go. So we took all of the popular cash advance apps, there were 15 in total, and we averaged the cost and it came out to $16.35. And so compared to this cost, Grid is looking pretty good because it's a flat rate of $10, so that's $6 below the average cost of taking out a cash advance. You can break this down farther too because you can take out multiple cash advances. So if you take out $100, pay that off, and then take out another $100 within that same month, you're paying $10 for 2 cash advances. So that's like paying $5 per $100 cash advance. That makes this app look great compared to all of the other apps that we've looked at. Overall, Grid is great if you're looking for something simple. The cash advance amount of $200 is a little bit lower than the other apps that we've looked at. So if you're looking for a higher cash advance, this may not be the option for you. It's also missing some features like the express fee, and then also not being super great at accommodating late payments. So I would definitely make sure that you plan ahead before using this app to make sure you don't need those options. Other than that, it's definitely great and it's below the average cost of using a cash advance app. So I would say Grid is definitely an app that you should take a look at. Talk to you all next time with our next episode of Overdraft App. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode with Overdraft Apps. If you guys are looking for some extra cash and thinking about taking out a cash advance, then this is the video for you. We took 15 of the most popular cash advance apps and compared them all so you know if you're getting a good deal or not. Today we're going to be talking about the app called Vola. The Vola app offers cash advances up to $300. There's no credit check, no interest, and no late fees. There's just one simple fee. But compared to all of the other apps that we've tried, is it actually as good as it seems? I actually don't know. I've got to pull up my chart. That's what we're going to be talking about today, so let's break it down. Though not as well known as the biggest apps like Dave, Earnin, or MoneyLion, Vola Finance is a popular cash advance app and makes it easy and more affordable to rapidly borrow a little extra cash when you need it. It's been downloaded several 100,000 times and has received more than 15,000 reviews in the App Store and Google Play. As with all of the other cash advance apps, Vola is not going to require a credit check. It's going to connect directly to your bank account and then take a look at your gig work and payment history to see how much you're eligible for. It'll let you know what you qualify for within a minute or two, and it can be up to $300. However, when you're first using it, you may have to build up a bit of a reputation before it's going to offer you the amount of $300. So the first cash advance might be capped a little bit lower. Vola will also schedule an automatic repayment of the cash advance once it sees that you have sufficient funds in your account. If you want to be more in control about the date that it pays back, you can also fix that within the app, and there's no late penalty for pushing that date forward. However, you just can't take out another cash advance until the first one's paid off. So first of all, Vola is a free app. You can use the app without taking out a cash advance, but if you're going to take out money, then you definitely need to subscribe. There's a few different subscription levels. We're going to focus on the one that's $11.99 a month, and with that one, you can take out a $100 cash advance. There's no interest and no express fees, and Vola doesn't ask for tips either, which a lot of the other cash advance apps do, so that's a little bit handy. It makes the pricing a lot more simple. So how does this compare with the other 14 apps? So this is our cost comparison chart. We took all 15 apps and we averaged them. So in order to take out a cash advance of $100, you're going to be paying about $16.35. If we look at the cost of the subscription with Vola, which is $11.99, that is $4 below average, so that is pretty good. Also, if you use Vola several times throughout the month, then your effective cost is even lower. Pretty solid choice. Compared to the other apps, it is below the average cost of taking out a cash advance. The only downside is that you may have to wait a few hours to get the money. It's not instant like some of the other apps. So if that's a problem, then you may want to look at other alternatives. But overall, it's pretty good and I would check it out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time with the next cash advance app review. If you guys need some extra cash quickly, then one of the ways you can get that is by using a cash advance app. We're making a series where we take the 15 most popular cash advance apps and we compare all of the hidden costs and the features to kind of give you an idea of which one might be the best for you to use. So today we're going to be looking at the cash advance app called FloatMe. FloatMe is a cash advance app and offers up to $50 with no credit check, no interest, and no late fees. But how does this compare to all of the other cash advance apps out there? Let's check it out. So FloatMe, if we look at it in the App Store, it has been downloaded over 1 million times and it's received more than 100,000 combined reviews in the App Store and Google Play. A lot of these cash advance apps offer other features. With FloatMe, it's just super simple. It's just the cash advance and that's it. It's not trying to be your bank, your credit card, or your brokerage account. It is just very simple. With FloatMe, there's no credit checks. It's going to link to your bank account and then take a look at your payment history. The thing with FloatMe though is that you do need to have a regular paycheck and you do need to have a traditional bank account. It doesn't work with neobanks like Chime or Varo, and it also doesn't work off of benefit or pension payments. You can qualify for up to $50. However, in the very beginning, most people only qualify for $10, sometimes $30. So that's something you really want to take a look at if you're needing more money. It'll set up an automatic payment of your cash advance for your payday. And if that's not enough time for you, you can always push the date forward without having to pay any late fees. So that's always really helpful too. Just keep in mind that you cannot take out another cash advance until the first one's paid off. Okay, cost. This is my favorite part. So the FloatMe app comes with a free 7-day trial, so you can try it out first. But after that 7 days, you have to pay a monthly fee of $1.99. If you want your cash advance sent instantly, then you're also going to have to pay an express fee, and that could be up to $4. If you don't mind waiting 1 to 3 business days to receive your money, then you can skip out on the express fee. FloatMe, unlike a lot of the other cash advance apps, also doesn't ask for tips, so you're essentially just paying the 1 monthly fee of $1.99. So how does this compare to other apps? So we took the average cost of borrowing $50 from the 15 most popular cash advance apps. The average we found was $10.52. If you're going to take out an advance using FloatMe, it's going to cost you $1.99 plus the express fee if we're going down that route, so the total is going to be $5.99. This is way lower than the average cost, and that's even including the express fee. So if you don't use that fee, then you're only paying $2 while the average is $10.99. So that is a pretty good deal. FloatMe comes in at second place. It is one of the most cost-effective ways to borrow $50. The only downside is that $50 is your limit, whereas a lot of cash advance apps have limits at $250 or $500. So if you're looking to borrow more money, you might want to look for other alternatives. And then also keep in mind that you might be capped at $10 initially as well, and not the whole $50. So that is something to think about before you use FloatMe, but overall it is a very cost-effective app. Thanks for watching and see you next time. What is up, my people? Welcome to another episode where we compare a bunch of cash advance apps and tell you which ones are the best and which ones have the highest fees. Possible Finance is an app that will let you borrow up to $500 and you don't have to pay it back in one lump sum. You can pay it back over the course of 4 installments. So if you're looking for quick money but don't have an option to pay it back in full, then this might be a good option for you. The app also claims that there's no late fees and no penalties, and that's what we're going to be checking out today. What are the costs, and is this app really worth it? So let's get into it. So looking at this app, Possible Finance is one of the most popular personal finance apps. It has more than 3 million members and over 100,000 5-star reviews. That's pretty good. Possible has also lent over $400 million to its members. You can even qualify if you have bad credit or no credit because no credit check is involved, so that's always handy as well. Possible Finance will link to your bank account and look at your payment histories. It's recommended that you make at least $750 a month in consistent income, and the longer that you've had your account and the higher balance that you have in your account will allow you to qualify for higher amounts. You can see what you're eligible for within a few minutes, and most states start at the $500 cap. However, in California, your cap is $250, so that is definitely something to look into if you live in that state. It's possible to schedule your repayment, and it's usually about every 2 weeks for an 8-week period until you've paid off the entire amount. If you miss a payment, there's no monetary penalty. If you push that date out, there's no late fees. However, it does report your loan information to 2 major credit companies. It reports it to TransUnion and Experian, and if you miss a payment or you're late with your payments, that can actually affect your credit score. You'll receive your funds within 1 to 2 business days. Unfortunately, there's no express option like a lot of the other apps, and you'll also pay it back in 4 different installments, and there's an interest fee tied to this too. So right now it's kind of looking a little bit sketchy, but let's see what the cost breakdown said. That being said, let's take a look at the fee breakdown. So there's actually no fees for this app. There's no subscription fee, there's no late fees, there's no express charges, there's no tips. So the only thing that you're paying is interest on the loan. This actually is going to vary by state, and it can be as low as 15% and higher than 25% depending on what state you're living in. So this is definitely something you're going to want to look into before actually taking out a loan. To make this a little bit easier for you, we took the 15 most popular cash advance apps and calculated the average it would take to borrow $100, and that total is $16.35. If you're paying a 15% interest rate on a Possible Finance loan of $100, then you're only going to be paying $15. So that's not bad. It's still below average. The annual percentage rate is a bit high at 151.7%. However, this cost is annualized, even though it only spans a course of about 8 weeks. You can't get the money immediately like with a lot of the other apps, so that is definitely a downside, but the plus side for this app is that you have a lot more time to pay back the money, and you pay back less than you would with some of these other apps. So that is pretty much the advantage of using Possible Finance. Possible Finance is only available in 16 states, so you may not even be able to use this app depending on where you live, and also depending on where you live, you might have a higher interest rate than if you were to live in a different state. So this is definitely something you're going to want to research before jumping in and taking out a loan with them. Thanks for joining us today, and I will see you next time with the next cash advance app.